Hey guys, Symbol123 here, and due to many people watching my new Gravity Falls Shelter AMV and asking about how I made it, I have decided to make a full in-depth video about my editing process. Here is behind the scenes, or should I say behind the screens, of Shelter Gravity Falls. At the beginning, I only had an idea. It was a very simple one at first. It was not very thought out at the time. It was just to put Shelter to Gravity Falls. After some time, however, I realized that based on the lyrics, I could give this video deeper meaning than just a simple AMV. I realized that I could show the whole story of Gravity Falls from beginning to end, through Stan regaining his memories at the end of Weirdmageddon 3. With this in mind, I'd like you to take another look at this video one more time before I dive into my thought process in editing. Click the link in the description below, or the suggested tab above, to watch it. Have you watched it? I sure hope you have, because I'm about to go in depth with it. So, first of all, I'd like to pull up the script that I used for outlining Shelter. So, here it is, I've pulled it up. Instrumental depicts Stan and Ford's past up until their reunion. The first part shows Glasshard Beach, Stan of War montage. The future looks bright for both of us. So all of this is completely intentional, by the way. Everything I do in front of you right here is what was going in my head, what was going on behind the scenes. It was all completely intentional while I was making this. So, the beginning has a tape recorder sound, right? And an old TV sort of vibe as well, and then you hear a click, and then this starts. This whole sequence is put together that way for a very specific reason, and that reason is the idea from Journal 3 that Ford had to show Stan tapes of their childhood for Stan to remember his relationship with Ford when they were kids. So this is basically showing those tapes of their childhood together to Stan, and them reliving their childhood through him regaining his memories. And then Stan is wiped from existence here. That was an intentional little transition. Showed that he was kind of just wiped out of Ford's memory. It also is sort of a allusion to Stan having his memory wiped, which is the beginning of him trying to regain his memories. So this could also be an allusion to Stan not even recognizing himself from the past. And then we cut here. This is more like what Stan can remember based on those tapes. So the flash is completely intentional because that shows the moment when Stan is regaining his memory, basically. The second part shows the falling apart, Stan breaking the machine and getting kicked out of his home. This was completely intentional, with the swing set being overlaid from Dreamscapers, with Ford's swing there and Stan's broken swing there. It was completely intentional because it shows that he's broken-hearted over the loss of Ford. And then we hear a click with Ford closing the window curtains, and then we move to this beautiful lip sync. This took me forever. As you can see right here, that is my masking of Ford. I had to mask him on top of the original footage because the original footage does not look like this.
I have something to ask of you. Remember our plans to sail around the world on a boat?
So what I had to do, first of all, was take this portal, enlarge it so that it would be behind Ford, mirrored image, like right on top of the other one. And that made it a little bit brighter as well, which I really like that effect. But you can kind of see, if you look very closely, how the image doesn't completely quite overlap. It's a little blurry there. And I couldn't fix that. I don't know why. It just doesn't match correctly. So I did my best. Then, if Ford wasn't on top here, he'd look like that. He'd be see-through and stuff, and there's a lot I had to do to, yeah, I had to, first of all, this is a, shape mask. Without the shape mask, it completely covers this image of the portal here. Oh yeah, and, because, here, the book moves up, pans up to Ford, I had to go in frame by frame and redo that pan frame by frame by moving the portal down myself. I had to do that to make it look like it was the same thing. But yeah, the shape mask here is there to basically, you can see, yeah, the image doesn't quite overlap, but it's to show where Ford would be in the center, but it also shows the portal behind him. So that's that. Then, it still didn't look clear enough, so I copied it and pasted it, and that basically gave me the same clip again, but a bit darker now, which I liked, but I still wanted Ford to stand out, because he's really transparent, you know, you could see the portal behind him. So then I copied the original clip and masked it out, and there you go, there's Ford. That is the mask of Ford. I could never find the right way to tell you. And I'm a little late, but it works with the music. And, I had to go all over the place with this clip to find all the correct syllables, and copy, paste, move around, make sure it looks like he's actually saying it. And the whole clip together looks like this.
I could never find the right way to tell you.
The water balloon fight shows Dipper and Mabel's relationship, how that reminds Stan of his relationship with Ford when they were younger. I'll give them shelter. Get it? It's a bunker. It's a shelter. I give them shelter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I took the green screen, keyed out the green, and it put the clip of kids and Ford behind it. So that was that.